Fans of Teen Mom are extremely critical of Kailyn Lowry, a former cast member of the program, over her last contentious podcast guest. When it comes to who she brings on and what she discusses, she does not feel any shame. Her most recent visitor, unfortunately, caused a little bit of a commotion. You can learn more by continuing to read. Fans clap back at Kailyn Lowry for being a controversial guest. The author Kailyn Lowry has never been shy about discussing her life and does not appear to have any feelings of embarrassment. She said that she has a compendium of individuals that she does not wish to attend her funeral. To add insult to injury, she discusses her relationships with her baby daddies, including the highs and lows that come with coping with them. She has managed to find a strategy that works for her, despite the fact that managing 7 children and 4 fathers has not been an easy task. On top of that, she constructed the house of her dreams prior to the time when she and Elijah Scott began a serious relationship. Since that time, Kailyn has purchased 20 acres of land in order to provide for her family and meet all of their requirements. In spite of the fact that she was famous for the television show 16 and Pregnant and its spin-off, Teen Mom, she has truly made a name for herself as a podcaster and author. In addition to hosting a book club, she has hosted a wide range of people from a number of diverse backgrounds. V, who is married to Joe Rivera, was Kail's baby daddy, and they had a podcast together, but they decided to stop doing it. Coffee conversations are held between her and Lindsay Chrisley and Barely Famous for Her. Considering everything that had transpired, Kailyn made the decision to invite some fascinating visitors. One of them was Gypsy Rose Blanchard, a recently published author. Kailyn Lowry invited Gypsy to Barely Famous so that they could have a conversation about a variety of topics, including her life as a Munchausen by proxy victim, her time spent in prison, and other topics. In addition, they discussed Gypsy's recently published book, titled My Time to Stand, and nevertheless, not everyone was overjoyed about her participation in the audio podcast. The fact that Gypsy was free while Nick Gojan was incarcerated was criticized by many people. As for her, she is out of the picture. I'm sorry, but this is not acceptable. Put an end to paying her attention. Nick was her boyfriend, and she enlisted his assistance in carrying out the murder of her mother. The girl should be corrected. Following the appearance of Gypsy Rose Blanchard on Barely Famous, a notable number of Kailyn Lowry's admirers asserted that they had lost respect for her. Additionally, they were of the opinion that she did a terrible job of correcting Gypsy when she was off base. Is it not embarrassing that you have done this, and that you have not even attempted to rectify her contradictions? The fact that Kail is prepared to have Gypsy on her podcast raises some serious questions about her character, despite the fact that I truly like Kail. Her boyfriend was the one who was forced to commit the murder of her own mother. Why are we even considering providing her with a platform? Oh, what a jest! You are capable of doing better, Kail. In addition, they referred to Kailyn as a sellout, although she appeared to be quite excited about the fact that Gypsy was sitting next to her. Are you of the opinion that Kailyn's decision to have Gypsy as a guest was inappropriate, or do you believe that she is currently a topic of discussion? Post your thoughts in the comments section below. In the world of reality TV, controversies and drama are often par for the course. However, when it involves the stars of Teen Mom, a show that has captivated audiences for years with its raw portrayal of teenage motherhood, the stakes are higher. Recently, Kailyn Lowry, one of the franchise's original cast members, found herself in the center of an online firestorm after inviting a controversial guest to appear on her podcast, Coffee Convos. Fans of the show and listeners alike quickly took to social media, expressing their disapproval and anger over her choice of guest. In this article, we'll dive into the backlash that Kailyn faced, the reasons behind the outrage, and the broader implications for her brand and her relationships within the Teen Mom fandom. The podcast controversy. Kailyn Lowry, who has been a staple in the teen mom universe since her debut on 16 and Pregnant, has made a name for herself both on and off screen. In addition to her career as a reality TV star, Kailyn has built a platform as an influencer and podcast host. Her podcast, Coffee Convos, co-hosted with Lindsay Chrisley, has attracted a loyal following thanks to its candid and sometimes controversial discussions on everything from motherhood to pop culture. However, it was one particular episode that ignited a firestorm. In one recent episode, Kailyn invited a guest whose background and views clashed with many of her fanbase's values. The guest in question was someone whose past actions or statements were seen as highly divisive, whether it was political views, past behavior on social media, or other controversial actions. For fans who follow Kailyn's journey and expect a certain level of alignment with her views, this guest was seen as a betrayal, causing many to express their discontent across various platforms. The fan backlash. The reaction to Kailyn's podcast guest was swift and intense. Fans flooded social media, leaving angry comments on Kailyn's Instagram, Twitter, and even in the podcast's comment sections. Many were vocal in expressing that they felt disappointed or betrayed by her decision to have the guest on the show. The backlash was fueled by the belief that Kailyn, who had previously presented herself as a voice for progressive values, had compromised her integrity by associating with someone whose opinions were seen as harmful or controversial. One of the main points of contention among fans was the perception that Kailyn's guest held views that went against the values of inclusivity, feminism, and social justice that Kailyn herself had championed in the past. Some even accused her of using the podcast for shock value rather than promoting meaningful dialogue, which is what many fans initially enjoyed about the show. The notion that the podcast was a platform for controversial figures rather than a space for open, constructive conversation led to a fracture in the relationship between Kailyn and her audience. The role of social media in amplifying the backlash. In today's digital age, social media has become an essential tool for fans to connect with their favorite celebrities as well as to voice their opinions. For Kailyn, social media is both a blessing and a curse. On one hand, it's a means of building her brand and engaging with her audience. On the other, it's a platform where her every move is scrutinized and dissected by fans who expect transparency and consistency. When Kailyn's guest choice sparked controversy, fans took to social media in droves. Instagram stories, TikTok videos, and Twitter threads quickly circulated, with fans expressing their feelings of betrayal, disappointment, and frustration. In the past, Kailyn had used her platform to engage in open conversations with her followers, often sharing her personal experiences and thoughts. So when she appeared to align herself with a divisive figure, fans felt that she was no longer the relatable figure they once admired. The power of social media can be overwhelming, as public opinion can turn in an instant. Kailyn, who is no stranger to online criticism, found herself at the center of a storm of negative feedback. This situation raised questions about the long-term impact of social media on public figures and the challenges they face when their personal or professional choices clash with their audience's values. Kailyn's response to the backlash. As the backlash grew, Kailyn took to social media to address the criticism. In a series of Instagram stories and posts, she defended her decision to invite the controversial guest, stating that she believed in having open discussions with people who may have different views. Kailyn explained that the podcast's goal was to create a space for diverse perspectives, and she felt that it was important to allow her audience to hear from a variety of voices, even those who might be deemed controversial by some. Kailyn's response to the backlash was met with mixed reactions. While some of her followers applauded her for sticking to her principles and standing by her guest, others felt that her explanation was inadequate. many still felt that the guests' views were harmful and that Kailyn should have been more selective in her choice of guests, especially considering her wide-reaching influence. Kailyn's fans were divided on the issue, with some continuing to support her while others threatened to unfollow or boycott the podcast. This division highlighted the complexities of being a public figure in today's world, where fans have high expectations and are quick to voice their discontent when they feel betrayed. The broader implications for Kailyn's brand. The controversy surrounding Kailyn's podcast guest has significant implications for her brand and her public image. Throughout her career, Kailyn has built a reputation as someone who is outspoken, honest, and unapologetically herself. She has frequently addressed the struggles of motherhood, relationships, and personal growth on her social media accounts and in interviews, which has made her relatable to many of her followers. However, this incident has raised questions about how much her audience truly understands and supports her personal values. While Kailyn may have seen her decision to invite a controversial guest as an opportunity for open dialogue, her fanbase's reaction suggests that they expect her to adhere to a particular set of values that align with their own. This situation serves as a reminder that in today's polarized environment, celebrities and influencers can quickly find themselves caught between different ideological camps. For Kailyn, this controversy presents an opportunity to either clarify her stance or risk alienating a significant portion of her fanbase. The future of Kailyn's career. Looking ahead, the outcome of this controversy will likely play a significant role in shaping Kailyn's future career trajectory. While some fans may move on from the incident and continue supporting her, others may choose to distance themselves from her brand. Kailyn's ability to navigate this situation and address her fans' concerns will determine whether her popularity continues to thrive or whether she faces a decline in public support. One possible outcome is that Kailyn may try to pivot in her content, focusing more on lighthearted discussions and less on controversial or political topics. Alternatively, she could use this controversy as a springboard to engage in more meaningful conversations about difficult subjects, using her platform to challenge her audience to think critically. Either way, Kailyn must carefully consider her next steps if she hopes to maintain her fanbase and continue to grow her brand. Kailyn Lowry's controversial guest on the Coffee Convos podcast has sparked a fierce backlash from fans, revealing the challenges of being a public figure in an age where opinions are easily amplified and scrutinized. Fans' reactions to the guest choice reflect a broader divide in how individuals perceive the role of influencers and celebrities in shaping public discourse. While Kailyn has defended her decision, her fans are clearly divided, and the future of her career may hinge on her ability to navigate this controversy. The incident serves as a powerful reminder of the fine line that public figures must walk when it comes to balancing personal beliefs, audience expectations, and professional branding. Whether Kailyn emerges from this controversy stronger or loses the trust of her fans remains to be seen. However, one thing is clear: the world of reality TV and social media is as volatile as ever, and even the most beloved stars are not immune to backlash.